over new notes. Okay, but you do need a blank piece of paper to write it on.
Or your notebook.
Okay, or your notebook is fine. All right, the homework from last night is number 4 is A. Number 8 is 8 1/5. Number 10 is 15 3/8. 15 3/8. Number 12 is 7 rooted 3. Okay, or root 3 7. Number 16 is -3. Number 16 is -3. Number 18 is 7. Number 18 is 7. Number 28 is 256. Number 28 is 256. Number 34 is 8. Number 34 is 8. Number 40 is 50.57. 50.57. Number 52 is plus or minus 2. Number 52 is plus or minus 2. Number 58 is plus or minus 2.45. Number 58 is plus or minus 2.45. Number 60 is 6 centimeters, about 6 centimeters. Okay, questions about these? Ethan. Number 16? 60. Okay. So, first thing we're going to do is divide both sides by 4/3 pi. You can take them together, they're being multiplied. Okay? Once you find that answer, you're just root 3ing them. And that's how we get about 6 centimeters. Yes, Shane?
Can you do either 16 or 18?
Yeah. All right. So if we look at 16, it says N3A -27. That means that it wants you to go -27 third root. So that's just 3. Because you want, and it's negative because it's -27. So it would have to be -3 times -3 times -3 gives us -27. No, because if it's an odd root, there are only one answer. If it's an even, right? Because a negative times a negative is a positive, but times a negative is a negative.
I think that's why you said the real and root.
Yeah, you got to get the difference between, you got to look at these numbers right here. And if they're odd, you only have one answer. If they're even, it has to be plus or minus, or there has to be an I possible there. Any others? Yes, Ethan?
For like 52 and 58.
Yeah.
I was like halfway there. For like 52, I got 4.
So,
And
are you sticking it in your calculator? Like the directions say stick it in your calculator? Okay. That will help.
I did for 58.
You stuck it in your calculator? And you didn't get 2.45?
I got like 2.45 times 2. I got 5.
For 58. So pull out your calculator. Let's try it out. We get x to the 6th minus 34 equals 181, right? So what's the first thing you did? Add 34, right? And what did you get? Okay, and then you took this and you went root 6. Let me see somebody's calculator real quick. Who's got their calculator? Matthew, thank you very much. Okay, so if we look at our calculator, we open up a calculator page. Okay, if we go right here, if you hit Control and then right under the equal sign, everybody sees where I'm pointing? It gives you a thing where it lets you pick what root you choose. And then we're going to just hit 6 and then go on the inside and hit 215. And it comes up with my answer.
I thought you should have done. I did root 3.
Oh, no, root 6. Can't use root 3 to get rid of to the 6th power.
Because I thought it would be
Okay, it doesn't work. Yep. Yep. Any other questions? We're going to move to some notes then. Okay. So I've got like 10 problems I've got to do here. Okay? So I want to give you an example, and then I want to give you an example that you try. All right, are you ready? Okay, here we go. X to the 3rd times x to the 4th equals x to the 7th. So what am I doing? I'm saying I'm adding the exponent. So if I have 5 to the 1/2 times 5 to the 3/2, I would have 5 to the 4/2 gives us
1/2.
no 4 over 2 gives me 4 over 2 gives me 2. And 5 squared is okay. Does this make sense? So if you're timesing two things that have exponents, you add the exponents. Okay, now what if I'm timesing them? I've got x to the 3rd and I take it to the 4th power. I'm going to get x to the 12th. So if I'm timesing, if I'm taking a power to another power, I'm multiplying. Okay, so if I've got 3 to the 5/2 squared. Who's ever got music playing or a movie playing or something? Can we turn it off so I don't hear it? Thanks. Okay, so we're going to multiply this. What do I get? I get 3 to the, we think of this as a 1. What's 5 times 2? Over, which reduces to 3 to the 5th, yeah? And 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 gives me 243. Okay. What if I'm taking each part to something? What if I have something in parentheses like this? XY squared. That gives me x squared, y squared. Okay, so if I have 16 times 9 to the 1/2, what is that giving me? So I'm getting 16 to the 1/2 times 9 to the 1/2, right? And 1/2 is the same thing as what? What else? If I'm taking something to a 1/2 power, that's the same as squaring it, square rooting it. So I get 4 times 3, right? Because the square root of 16 is 4, square root of 9 is 2. And 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, let's look at another one. Here's 4. A to the negative m. Can I have negative exponent? Okay. So this is the same as 1 over a to the m. A just can't be 0. Okay. So I'm going to say x to the negative 2. What do I get? 1 over x squared, where x can't be 0. Now we're going to look at some division. A to the m over a to the n. I get a m minus n. Okay? So what if I have x to the 4th over x squared? What do I do? That's the same as x to the fourth minus 2, which is x squared. Okay? We can also think of it as we have 1, 2, 3, 4 x's on top and 2 on the bottom. Do we remember that if you have 2 over 2 equals what, guys? So what do you think x over x equals?
1.
So you can cancel them out because they're 1. 1 times 1 is the same thing. How many x's do I have left?
2.
2, so it's x squared. Okay, just another way to look at it. All right, 6. We're halfway there, guys. What if I'm taking a fraction to a power? A over b to the nth degree. That's a over m, a to the m, and b to the m. Okay. So if I say x over y squared, that is, okay. All right. 7. Now we're going to look at some radicals. If I have a times b to the nth root, that's the same thing as a to the nth root times b to the nth root. Okay? So let's work out a problem for this one instead of just letters. So if I have 12 times 18 to the third root, what does that give me? 12 root 3 times 18 root 3. And what's 12 root 3? What times what equals 12? You have to use your calculator. It is going to give you a
About 2.29.
And what is 18 root 3? That's yucky. Could I just do 12 times 18 and get 216? And then what's root 3 of 216?
4.
Try again. Six. Okay? So just because there's a rule that says it's true, don't necessarily do it if you get a better answer the other way. Okay, that's what I want you to be aware of for that one. Okay, it just gives you 6. That's the answer. 8. We've got a over b root n. Okay, that's the same thing as a to the n root and b to the nth root. Remember, b cannot give you 0. Okay, so this is like if I have the square root of x over y. What is that? I'd have the square root of x over the square root of y, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, where y cannot be 0. Because you can't divide by 0. All right. 2 more, guys, and we're done. Okay, let's look at number 9. 135 root 3. Okay. So this is the same as 27 times 5 gives us 135, correct? So I can break it up like this. 27 times 5. And the reason I want to do that is because I'm simplifying. What's root 3 of 27?
3.
So I can say 3 root 3, 5. See how it's simplified equation? I just took out something that has a multiple of 3 in it. That I can times something by itself 3 times. Okay, last one, guys.
Did you look at the square root or the 5 square root in parentheses?
You can, if you want to make it clear. All right, number 10. 10 root 4 plus 7, 10 root 4. What do you get? Are they the same? Do they have the same root that's trying to take? So what's 7 plus 1?
7. It's an 8. Sorry,
All right. You should be able to do your homework now, which again is page 424 in your book. Numbers 6, 8, 16, 22, 26, 30, 32, 34, 44, 48, 54, 59, and 60.
Is it all even numbers?
All right. No 32.
Is it all even numbers?
I'll give you one odd one.
It's one odd.
I said almost even. Almost all even. Almost.